Soccer, Arsenal at Leeds, and fourth-round replay action also from Upton Park and Hillsborough. And we're also at the Goldstone Ground, Brighton, along with a very apprehensive Liverpool. History is what's making them nervous. In 1983, Brighton, en route to Wembley, beat Liverpool at Anfield. A year later, they repeated the result at Brighton. Shortly after 4:30 on Saturday, Liverpool may have felt that the Brighton Cup jinx had been laid to rest. Well, they were wrong. Brighton back from 2 down to earn tonight's replay. We'll be at the Goldstone Ground in a moment. And Arsenal may have thought they'd got past Leeds United on Sunday. The referee said no, and it's his decision that counts. Leeds may have thought they'd got past David Seaman.
It's Strachan's cross. Oh, it's going to come out to McAllister! And that's the best moment of the whole afternoon.
Seaman earns the replay. Highlights tonight from Elland Road. Luton and West Ham also try again tonight at Kenilworth Road on Saturday. Luton's Kingsley Black was the man on target. At Upton Park tonight, West Ham Stuart Slater could be the man to watch. This is what he did to Aldershot.
Later on, another of those mazy runs, and a brilliant goal from Slater.
Highlights also from Sheffield Wednesday against Millwall and how Southampton made progress last night. European burst to the south coast. Brighton against a Liverpool side who tonight we understand have signed Coventry's David Speedie for a fee of around £700,000. He won't figure in this fourth-round replay, though, where the commentator is Barry Davis.
Both teams will feel that their lineups have been strengthened compared with Saturday. For Brighton, Robert Codner returns after suspension, and that means that Brian Wade drops down to substitute, and John Burns, scorer of the equaliser at Anfield, will now partner Mike Small up front. Liverpool welcome back Ronnie Whelan. He's been out for 9 games, and Steve McMahon, who missed the first match because of a 1-game suspension, picked up for being sent off in the replay against Blackburn. Mulby moves down to substitute, and Rosenthal loses his place. Ronnie Whelan, his problem has been a hamstring injury, and he comes back to captain the side, determined not to let it happen again against Brighton. The smiling Brian Hill of Kettering is the man in charge, and Brighton attacking the goal to our right. Captain Wilkins was in possession, looking for lightning to strike for the 3rd time. 83, 84, would it be 91 as well, a victory over Liverpool in the FA Cup. John Crumplin to take the first free kick of the contest. And a good knockdown, and Grobbelaar knew where it was, but didn't attempt to prevent the corner. Well, a slice clearance that obviously Grobbelaar couldn't get near to. He doesn't come this time either. Whelan had the jump well. No one will have to jump for that one. McMahon. Liverpool certainly far more positive than they have been in 1 or 2 of their away matches this season. Carter won't make that. Jimmy Carter yet to appear on the winning side since being transferred from Millwall. Barnes. Barry Venison. Rush. They can't let him turn, but they did. Wonderfully smooth by Ian Rush. Didn't really get a weighted shot. McCarthy trying to prevent him turning, but failing to do so. This is John Byrne. Good tackle by Venison. Staunton for Barnes. Chivers with him. Barnes. Good block and a good try. Lively stuff at the Goldstone ground. Barnes a constant threat. Chivers did enormously well to block the first effort, but how quickly Barnes responded with the acrobatics, but wide. Carthy caught slightly in two minds, and it's Barnes again. Good save at the follow-up, and it's in by McMahon. Almost inevitable that Barnes would be involved, and Liverpool had the early goal. Steve McMahon, missing on Saturday, finishes it off after Digweed had pushed out a strong attempt by Barnes. McMahon winning the race, 10 minutes gone, Liverpool have the lead. Chase for Walker from Wilkins. Burn forward, and it's a free kick to Brighton. Chivers has come forward, and so has McCarthy, 6 and 5 respectively. If you can see these numbers on the Brighton shirts. And a nod down, and followed, and somehow Grobbelaar keeps it out. It was Byrne who put it wide. Extraordinary escape for Liverpool. Wilkins will take the corner. Small tries to get to it. There was a bit of pushing. Bruce Grobbelaar, I don't know how much he got of that from the free kick. Really were nowhere, the defenders. It came first off his feet, then off his chest. And Barham, I think, may have been the last player to touch it. And Kenny Dalglish must be delighted with the way his team started, but not too happy about that last incident. Codner. Whelan saw that very early, and his rush. Crumplin to him. Good stop. And it's got to be kept out in the end. But Perry Digweed keeping it down to 1. Good play by Roddy Whelan at the start of that. Codner was waiting for it. Whelan took it. Codner again. Appeal for handball. Not given. Good cover by Crumplin. Rush in full stride, hit it well, and the goalkeeper needed a little help, but there was no attacker coming up. Barry Lloyd, second from the right as we look, the Brighton manager. McCarthy did well, helped out by Codner. Byrne on the run, it's a good ball. Nicol in attendance. Did a good job, just held him up. Walker with another chance for the cross, gives himself a better angle, and Codner is wide with the header. And he's cross with himself, and frankly he should be. Good play by Walker, who changed the angle, found the perfect cross. But sadly for Brighton, Codner did not find the perfect header. Barham. Wilkins, useful to Codner. Small poised to make a run from left of the penalty spot. He didn't get the click on. Denied them by Nicol. Carthy has remained forward. This is Byrne. Small, holding it up well. Walker. Offside, surely. No, it's not. No, it's not. Small has scored. And Small, who started the way back. Now, where did he run from? The linesman was absolutely level. Liverpool certainly thought that Small was offside. But the linesman kept his flag down, and the goal stands. Barnes. Getting worked his way away. Walker opts for greater simplicity. Barnes stood off him. And they're letting him have room for the shot, which is very, very well held. Nasty one for Digweed, with Rush ever a threat for any rebound. And that's enough for Mr. Hill, and it's certainly been full value for the crowd. 1-1 at half-time, McMahon scoring after 10 minutes when Liverpool were rampant, but Brighton coming back through Mike Small in the 37th minute as he beat the flag, as it were, to find the corner. Well, most of the half-time discussion around on the terraces on this side of the Goldstone ground certainly centred on the question of whether the goal was offside or not. And it's no great surprise to find all the Liverpool supporters feeling that he was. But really, Jeff Pearson had the best view in the ground. Here's Barnes. Brighton will be hoping he doesn't start the second half as he started the first. He was pushed a bit then. Really was wonderful at the start. He orchestrated every theme, and McMahon found one right note. Burrows, Whelan, Barnes, and McCarthy has gone across to him. Oh, it's a poor back pass, and Nicol is a whisker away, and Crumplin almost ruined Brighton's night. He'd come away with it, and he'd just put it straight to Nicol, who was a whisker away from the far post. Venison. Liverpool attack right across the width of the field. And Barnes getting in between two. Staunton on the left. Whelan's gone to the middle. This is Barnes. And this is McMahon. Really cracking shot. Wonderful strike by Steve McMahon, which Perry Digweed got a hand to turn over. May have gone over anyway. Carter with the in-swinger. Barnes got the nod back, and Ronnie Whelan. Really was a fine opportunity. Had room, got underneath it. That's a fine ball by Wilkins to Walker. Small coming in. And Walker really didn't strike that across the box. If it was going to gain him anything, it had surely to be hit rather harder than that. And John Barnes finds himself as a defender. Shivers has come forward. And Grobbelaar comes for it, doesn't clearly get it, and a wonderful back flick, but the linesman's flag was up. It's still 1-1. Grobbelaar came for it, didn't quite get there. And the goal is disallowed by the referee. Don't think the flag was up. Certainly there were two players on the line. I can only think there was an initial foul on Bruce Grobbelaar. That's the only reason I can find as to why that one was disallowed. But the whistle had certainly gone before the ball reached the head of Small. And Carter turning Walker. Compton's head, which made contact. McMahon, try and turn. Still McMahon. Whelan. Fine save. Struck with the outside of the boot. And curling, I suspect, to be just inside the post. Nice back flick. It's Roddy Whelan again. Not so good as his previous attempt. Fading away. Yes, I think it would have crept in. But the second one not troubling the goalkeeper. Only Small up there, and Byrne unable to quicken the stride. Benison. Shiver staying with Barnes, but unable to dispossess him. And McMahon goes for the run, Rush goes the other way, Staunton with the shot, and it's off the post, an amazing escape. McMahon, who started it, he collided with the post. Whether he knocked the ball onto the post, we may be able to see from this. It was a wonderful change of direction by Rush that set up Staunton, and it looked as though it was going to go in, and maybe McMahon confused things. It stays. Chivers. Complin. Chivers has gone for the return. Didn't get it, but his presence helped maintain the attack. And that was deflected for the corner. McCarthy has come up, and McCarthy couldn't reach it. Walker, more really up than in. Wilkins, that's a better cross on by McCarthy. Barham, good twist and turn, all the bodies there. Walker couldn't keep it down. Just, I suspect, he was held and pushed by Ablett. And although it appears that one or two players are pleading the case of Gary Ablett, the referee is thinking about the yellow card, and I think he's going to produce it. Yes, indeed. Pity in a way that a yellow card has had to come, because the game has been played in a fine spirit. But the referee was right. Oh, goodness me. Well, Ray Wilkins surely applaud that most of all. It was a wonderful free kick by his brother, and a very good stop by Grobbelaar.
And one apiece, so into the first period of extra time.
That they might find Walker. Good play. And it's lost, and eventually rescued by Burrows, whose header in the first place caused the problem. Corner tally reaches 13. Unlucky for some. Grobbelaar has lost. He's got back now. Some of the scrambles in the Liverpool 6-yard area have been quite unreal for a side of their pedigree. And Grobbelaar just gets a bit of it this time. And I don't think that was a fraternal greeting. Burrows quite unconcerned. And if Grobbelaar said it was my ball, he's given it back to Burrows. Rush. Staunton. Jan Mulvey is forward here. And that's a curler! But not quite enough. Hit it well as he came inside his man. Crumplin. Nicol, have to watch the bounce. True back pass from Ablett. Offside. Against Rush. Barry Lloyd's side enjoying a fine spell. League and Cup. On by Small. And Burn! A golden touch at the Goldstone ground. John Byrne, who scored the equaliser at Anfield, has put Brighton in front for the first time in this fourth round tie. Right into the corner. The goal in the 99th minute. Clicked on by Codner. And Byrne got there first. John Byrne has only recently come back from a cartilage operation. And he's had two memorable games against the best team in the land. Here's Burrows. Roddy Whelan. I was a little bit irritated in a radio interview I heard this morning about suggestions that Liverpool are not quite what they were. Mulvey. McMahon. He will go to the last ounce of sweat. And it's Venison shots, and it's a very good stop. Really difficult one for the goalkeeper. Bounce with such a test in front of him, and he turned it away well to maintain his record. The 8th match against Liverpool, yet to be on the losing side. Rush! Of the 6-yard area. A quick turn after Venison had won the ball. but it was just too tight. And Rush almost made it his. Said it bounds almost. But Liverpool will need more than the almost. This is a great break by Codner. Gets it back from Small. This is Mark Barham. Good approach. What about the finish? McMahon. Mulvey. Burrows. Beardsley. Rush. Yes! Marvellous goal by Ian Rush. And a wonderful early ball by the substitute, Peter Beardsley. It's his third goal of the tie, but the instant pass, one touch, and up onto the top of the stanchion. No change in the expression. Looking for Byrne. This is Walker. That's a good shot, and it's well saved. Needed to be held with Small waiting by the far post. Burrows. Beardsley occupying the right side. That's a good ball, and it's a good stop. Goal kick is given, but even so, it's a good stop, and I think, in fact, the linesman indicating he was offside. And Brighton often looking now for the long ball. Liverpool dictating the match at the finish. But can they find the finish? They can, from McMahon. Scorer of the first goal. And in all probability, scorer of the last goal. And the 1,500 or so who've come down from Liverpool on their feet in delight, with arms in the air and smiles as broad as the Mersey. Good play, good finish, and it's been threatened throughout the second half of extra time. And how much does Mr. Hill have to allow for stoppages? And if Kenny Dalglish's team is going to go to Wembley, they're certainly taking a difficult route. He goes first to greet the opposition, and then to greet his players at the end of a rattling good cup tie. Ian Rush started it all off at Anfield, scored one here, but in the end, the decision came from Steve McMahon, scoring the first and the last. Liverpool go on yet again to play Everton, but great credit is deserved by Brighton of the second division, who made it doubly hard and are more than a little unfortunate. 3-2 to Liverpool, the final outcome.
I shouldn't. Who am I to pick Liverpool teams? But when Mulvey was on the bench, I felt reasonably happy, if you could ever be happy. The change was when he came on the pitch. And they shortened their game up a wee bit. And that was the difference.
But a marvellous game.
For everybody, yes. Says he with a big smile.
Brave face of Barry Lloyd. Terry Venable certainly enjoyed watching a great cup tie with us.
It was great.
How much did you enjoy watching Liverpool go through there?
Well, they certainly had him on the rack there for a long time, and all credit to Brighton. They give it every shot they had there, and there was some incredible scrambles on both sides. I thought it was a terrific cup tie.
Intriguing talking points as well. The first talking point is perhaps that first Brighton goal and all the question marks of offside over Mike Small. What's your view?
Well, I think the ball is knocked out, and before they can close, he hits it early, but Small's left in there. They've come out and left him, and to me, he is well offside. There's no doubt, in my opinion, at all. I have no doubts at all about that.
That really shouldn't have been argued about. 2 or 3 yards, in your view?
I thought it was 2 or 3 yards offside, not a doubt at all.
Such a frustrating decision to watch from the bench, but in the second half, a decision that went against Brighton, and equally hard to see what was wrong here.
Well, the same thing. Although they've had that go for them, I think that's a perfectly good goal. There can't be a foul on the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper comes from behind the players. So I then think it must be offside, but as we can there see that there's 2 players on the goal line. So I really quite confused.
But here's the one that counted from John Byrne.
Well, a typical Rush type goal. He's nipped in there and he slid it in before that they can get themselves organised.
No.
And an early ball, the 3 players around Rush, you think it's enough, but it's not. And that's what makes him so exceptional to finish like that.
And that is a very, very typical Rush goal, and the kind of goal that suggests that maybe Liverpool aren't struggling for form in the manner in which we think.
I think that, well, that's being said at the moment, and that often happens because they've only got to have the slightest lilt in their game and people jump on it because they're not used to seeing them do anything but win games.
Does irritate them when you say that, though, doesn't it?
But they've got very angry, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They've come
Reminder
back
of the news that we've heard, that we understand that Coventry's David Speedie has signed for Liverpool for a fee of around £700,000. What influence do you think Speedie might have there?
I think it's he's an exceptional player. That was a surprise to everyone, I think, because Speedie changed your mind this afternoon because he was supposed to be going to Aston Villa. And to go there, you're never really surprised. They're always collecting top players, and they've done it again.
Strengthens the old squad, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, next for us, it's Elland Road. The live match of the day on Sunday couldn't separate them, and it still looks very evenly matched. Leeds United against Arsenal, and we'll join John Motson.
Andy Linnigan, back in the Arsenal team tonight in place of the injured David O'Leary, is on familiar ground. He was a Leeds United player before moving on to Oldham, Norwich and then Arsenal. In fact, both teams are forced interchanges tonight. Leeds are without Carl Schutt, injured in the first match on Sunday, so at number 8, John Pearson starts the game this time. And number 4, David Batty, plays his last game before starting a 2-match suspension. Well, there's a second change in the Arsenal lineup. At number 7, Perry Groves was also injured in Sunday's match, so in comes 21-year-old David Hillier to start the game. He can play either in defence or midfield. Leeds United, 11 consecutive home wins. Arsenal beaten just once in some 30 competitive matches. Something has to give. This is Winterburn for Arsenal. Limpar. Strachan for Leeds. Batty. Play on. Strachan. That is a foul. Lee Chapman brought crashing down by Steve Bold. There's Chapman. Only just over. And David Seaman probably should have had it covered, but it was a good header by Lee Chapman, this. Got up really well. Yes, he had it covered. Here's White. Haddock's outside him. Smith has got to sort himself out here. Well, he did it ever so well because there were 3 Leeds players surrounding him. Winterburn. Fairclough. McAllister. Well played. Batty. Pearson. McAllister. What a good move by Leeds. It's David Batty right through. Goal scoring's not his strongest suit. And Seaman was able to make the save. I think Batty's only scored once for Leeds in his 100 or so games, and he got put clean through the middle there in a dangerous position, but the ball bounced even before it reached Seaman. Corner. It was a chance, though, especially in a tight match. And that's Fairclough. Oh, and a miss kick. Fairclough again. Speed now for Leeds. Pearson's closing in with the goalkeeper. And David Seaman is taking no chances. Leeds forcing the pace right from the start here, and the crowd getting right behind them. Well, John Pearson, who is an excellent target player and an intelligent footballer as well, he brings the others into the game well, and that was his own effort on goal, having helped in the build-up in 2 previous attacks. This is Speed for Leeds and Dixon for Arsenal. That was Hillier making a good challenge on McAllister. Limpar's ball forward. Speed. Now Gordon Strachan's made a forward run here, the Leeds captain. Back again to Haddock. Wasn't quite what he intended. Davis was in the way. Here's Thomas. Now Merson for Arsenal. There's a cluster of Arsenal players in midfield to his left, and he's gone for the driven ball out to Anders Limpar. Winterburn steaming up outside him, and Limpar goes for the curler, and that was Arsenal's best effort so far, and it was a good one. Limpar, who scored twice here earlier in the season and wants just 1 goal for double figures, which would be his best ever season as a goal scorer, whatever country he's played in, and that wasn't a bad try at all from the Swede. That's Imre Varadi back in the Leeds squad tonight as a substitute. Merson pulling to the right. Oh, good-looking ball by Merson. In fact, it went under Davis's foot. And here's Winterburn. Chance to cross, or maybe Limpar can. It's a good cross. Michael Thomas is coming in here, and worthwhile approach work by Anders Limpar. Gives Arsenal a throw on the other side of the field. Lee Dixon, and up comes Andy Linnigan. And it's Linnigan's cross, and a chance there for the header by Paul Davis, and it goes over the bar. I rather feel that John Lukic may have not been quite as commanding as normal. He came for a long throw, got half a punch on it, and Linnigan was able to hook it back across. That's Davis with the header over the bar. Thomas. Speed. Chapman in a good position, centre forward. Didn't move quite fast enough. I think he was a bit worried about offside. Oh, good play, Limpar. That's a tremendous run. And it was only a last-ditch tackle by Mel Sterland that stopped Anders Limpar possibly getting one of the goals of the season. He must have gone past 3 Leeds players there, and he was on a direct route towards a shot at goal. Very strong and determined play by the man who now takes the corner for Arsenal. Curled in, Bold was there. He's still there, in fact. The ball is back with Limpar. This time it's White who clears for Leeds. Strachan. Sterland. It's Winterburn, though. Arsenal pressing. Davis. Merson. Oh, Alan Smith! What a chance for Arsenal! What a good challenge by Chris Fairclough. And how critical it was on Alan Smith. The Leeds number 5 saves the day there without a doubt. Good ball by Merson. Really did put Smith in a good position. He goes away from Chris White, but watch Fairclough come in there. It's Sterland forward. Now Bold for Arsenal. Sterland again. Unrelenting pace from both teams, and the referee blows his whistle for half-time. And this keen meeting of mind and muscle remains absolutely even. Alan Smith had a good opportunity for Arsenal, but Chris Fairclough caught up with him in the penalty area. And at the other end, there was an opening for David Batty of Leeds, but neither was taken. And we still haven't seen a goal in 135 minutes of cup football between these two giants. Well, these are good days for the Leeds United supporters, involved in so many competitions and going well in all of them just now. The season's still offering so much for both these clubs. Arsenal leading the First Division Championship, Leeds fourth in the league and attacking Wembley on three fronts now. The FA Cup here and the Rumbelows Cup semi-final, and also the semi-final coming up in the northern section of the Zenith Cup. There's still nothing in it, nothing at all between these two sides. Here's Pearson for Leeds. Speed. Haddock. It's too long. And now Winterburn. Limpar. Foul by Sterland. Linnigan going to the far side of the area, behind Alan Smith. Bowles gone to join him as well now. Winterburn to take it. And that is Linnigan, and this is Bold. And now Merson plays the 1-2. It catches Bold, it finds Merson again, and that was Haddock. Half away by speed as far as Lee Dixon. And he's found Winterburn. Leeds coming out in a line. Limpar. Oh, it's a good ball to Paul Davis. And between them, Chris White and John Lukic shut down the Arsenal captain and concede the corner. It's going to come to Winterburn. Wasn't on his left foot ideally. Offside Merson. Foul. Linnigan on Chapman. These two matches have been played in an exceptionally good spirit. Nobody has lost his temper or made life awkward for the referee. Every decision so far has been accepted. Here's Batty. Chapman. It was Hillier's header out. Strachan. Sterland. Looks for Strachan again. Came off Paul Davis. Corner to Leeds. Mel Sterland up there in the penalty area now with the two centre-backs. Pearson's there too. It's White! It's a goal for Leeds! No, it's not. The referee says no. He's seen something in the 6-yard box. At that point, he's probably offside, Lee Chapman. And that's why I'm sure Alan Seville has said no and given an indirect free kick to Arsenal. He thought he'd scored against his old club. It was White's shot, but I'm sure that's offside against Chapman, as I thought at first. Haddock. Speed. Well, is this the moment for Leeds United? The ball in the net once, no goal, and now a corner. On by White, speed! Off the line. Winterburn, I think. Nigel Winterburn saves Arsenal this time. Gary Speed's header. Pearson's in there again. Leeds continue to press with Sterling. Chapman's there. It's a goal this time. It's Lee Chapman. And Leeds are now in front without a doubt. And just look at the jubilation. And what a cross from Mel Sterling. It was made to measure, and Chapman guides the header in off the post. The top goal scorer in the First Division gets his head to it after an hour's play, and sweet revenge in a way for Chapman, who was in an offside position when White thought he'd scored a couple of minutes earlier. This one does matter, and Leeds are in front. Sterling, who provided the cross, and what a good one it was. Pearson. And it's Sterling again. And Winterburn, who got one off the line in between those other two efforts. Here's Limpar for Arsenal. Merson in the middle, making ground. Still Limpar. It's a great run. It's there. And there's Limpar. Arsenal typically are right back in it at a stroke. Just look at that. Limpar produces a fine individual goal just 1 minute after Leeds took the lead. He picked up pace, he was clear of White, cut across him in fact, and then drove it past John Lukic. Dixon. Leeds coming out. Dixon goes himself. The right thing to do to try and get through the offside, but Haddock hasn't put a foot wrong. Here he comes again. Forward by White, Chapman. Oh, look at that. Really good open play to Sterling. And what a great ball in. Oh, it's Pearson's flick on, it's Speed. And Strachan's coming in. What a wonderful goal it would have been. And he was denied by a good challenge on the far side. Leeds United could have taken the lead again. A great touch by John Pearson. Lovely header. The cross comes in, well delivered. And Strachan is coming onto it on the volley, and it was Linnigan. Speed, Chapman. Referee saw nothing amiss there, and it's Davis for Arsenal. Forward by Winterburn. Good challenge by Noel Sterling. There isn't a moment in this match to draw breath. Strachan, and it was an important interception by Linnigan, and look where the goalkeeper is to try and stop it going out for a corner. He'll have to get back now. It's a throw by Chapman to Pearson. Chapman again. Batty didn't quite make it. McAllister's closing in, and well played the Arsenal defence, notably Linnigan there. David Seaman went on an excursion, and he had to be just as quick going back as he was coming out. Smith. Forward by White. Up and under for John Pearson to compete with. Here's Chapman. And McAllister's in the area with him. It's still Lee Chapman. That's a good effort. Hard lines. Trying to curl it into the far corner underneath the angle. McAllister was quick to support him here, but Chapman found space himself, turning bold a bit and going for the curler. Good piece of skill by the big man. His touch is so much more assured now than when he played for Arsenal.
That was the last opportunity, one apiece at the end of 90 minutes, so once again into extra time.
So will they settle it tonight, or will it go back to Highbury on the 13th of February? No substitutes used at this stage. It's in by Speed for Leeds to Chapman. Good skill again on the floor. Couldn't find Strachan, though. White. Chapman makes himself available again. Good mobility by the centre forward. And he sets up Batty here. Well played. Pearson's coming in. Oh, well collected by David Seaman. A fine piece of goalkeeping. David Batty was the player who made the running on the left. And make it, he did, by stretching the defence, cutting the ball back dangerously. But Seaman made that his. There goes Limpar. And now Hillier. Smith. Good play. Sterland. Oh, Davis missed it. Here's Strachan. Oh, McAllister, a great run from midfield. The header was by Dixon. And Chapman asks for the corner and gets it. Good break by Gary McAllister to back up the attack. And the crowd urging Leeds on. Strachan again. McAllister, Strachan, he's there! Oh, great save, and offside anyway, was it? Referee stopped it. Darting run by Gordon Strachan, threatening to win it on his own there. What energy the man's got. And the applause rings round the ground for the little fella, the Leeds captain. Seaman actually has had a good match too. He's been tested more than once. Strachan going for the return. A little bit of backing in, I think, there by Chris White, wasn't there, on the defender? The last minute of the first period of extra time in the replay. And they all wonder just how long this cup tie is going to run. Fairclough and White making their way forward. Batty to take it. Pearson. Here comes Haddock. Whistle's gone. End of the first period of extra time. And the score remains. Leeds United 1, Arsenal 1. Away we go again. You've just got to compliment the sides on the quality of play tonight. It's been quite exceptional, bearing in mind the speed of the game. Davis well forward here. It's Limpar. And now Winterburn. Limpar again. Smith calling on the far side of the area. Still Limpar. Well, he really is a bold, imaginative player, the Swede. It's lovely to see a flank player like this, a wide man, prepared to cut inside and open things up himself. And the first substitution of what's been an exhausting night for the two teams. Mel Sterland comes to the touchline and is replaced by Glyn Snowden. Haddock has come across to right back and Snowden has gone to left back. Speed. Batty. Pearson, Snowden. Chapman's offside. The arms were up and so was the flag. So here come Arsenal again. with Dixon. Well, we're either going to have some high drama in the dying minutes here, or else we're going to have a third match at Highbury in a fortnight's time. Merson for Arsenal. Forward by Dixon. There's Hillier. Davis. Thomas is well forward. Davis again. McAllister got a foot in. Now it's Winterburn for Arsenal. Pearson inside, Strachan. Oh, well played again, Chapman. And Leeds build up again, so neat. After nearly 2 hours of football, they can produce a move like that. In by Batty, Chapman's flick. Strachan nearly made it. Pearson tries, the flag's up for offside. Even before, oh, is it? Yes, offside. The crowd thought there was a penalty for hands. But in fact, the flag preceded that. And the linesman was already signalling as this ball is played through. There's the player in the offside position, Gary Speed. 2 minutes, Limpar for Arsenal. Merson, Limpar, dangerous. Oh, Smith nearly made it. Good defending by Chris White. Wherever you look on the field, there's a player who's been on the top of his game tonight. A cracking cup tie, and it looks like going on and on. But here's Dixon for Arsenal. That's a good run by the England fullback. Wide of him is Thomas. It's his cross. Smith! Well, the Leeds crowd just held their breath there. It was Thomas's cross, and Alan Smith got contact all right, but it was floating away. Steve Bold who cleared, and there's time for Leeds to launch at least one more assault. There's a minute to go, and they're throwing everybody forward here. It goes towards Pearson and comes out to Limpar. Arsenal throw off Batty. There's hardly been a stoppage. Trainers haven't been required, no arguments with the referee. The game has flowed wonderfully well. Great advertisement for the FA Cup, and it's a free kick to Arsenal. And there's going to be a third match at Highbury on Wednesday, the 13th of February. A tremendous match, this replay, in which both sides emerged with enormous credit. Chapman put Leeds ahead, Limpar equalised, but the quality of play was quite outstanding. In that sense, a much better game than Sunday's, but the scene will go back to Highbury now, because you still can't separate Leeds United and Arsenal.
Yes, replay a fortnight tonight at Highbury, and usually if we choose a live match of the day, it's about 3 weeks before we get a result, but Terry, not much between them tonight.
No, it was an equally contested game, wasn't it? And I think that they were terrific competitors. I thought the spirit of both games tonight, I thought was really good at both teams, because there's a lot on it.
Arsenal, if anything, a little bit more threatening tonight than Sunday?
I thought so. I thought, although Leeds put a lot of pressure on, I thought when they did attack, especially through Limpar, I thought they looked very, very dangerous.
But there's another disallowed goal to talk about for Leeds this time, and maybe not quite as clear-cut as we once thought.
Well, it's like forwards, when they come back to defend, he's gone back in there. You see Smith is the guy that goes back in there. Instead of coming out, Bold steps up to leave him offside, but Smith goes back in there again, and I think it's very tight.
Lee Chapman, the man judged offside there, but...
That's right.
A little bit marginal.
I thought so. I thought it was very tight. And here, it looks like Lindengen's more, rather than attacking the ball, looks like he's trying to hold Chapman off. There's
Chapman making up for it just a few minutes later, putting Leeds ahead, and the goal that levelled it quite outstanding for Manchester.
Exceptional skill. He cuts inside Fairclough, opens it up, and you'd put money on him bending it in the far corner and pulls it into the near post. Exceptionally good goal.
But tonight we've had, what, 2 disallowed goals and 1 goal which perhaps, in your opinion, shouldn't have been allowed. We seem to be getting more and more of these supposed marginal decisions in the last few months. Is there anything behind that?
Yeah, I think that's true this year. I think we've had a lot more controversial decisions, and I think there's a lot of people pushing to try and have some type of summit to try and make some changes. There is a problem there, and I think it's something that's got to be done about it.
The change that you would like to make is introduction of video evidence?
Well, I think if it's something, people talk about complaining on decisions, but if it's a decision after 90 minutes, we're actually looking at something that's going to change the game one way or the other. Happened against with Arsenal and Leeds on Sunday, where David certainly wasn't offside, and it's so important. I think we're not in a hurry. For 10 seconds, we can make 10 seconds to give us a decision if it's a very important one.
And you're not
they do it in
advocating...
American sport, and I think there's no reason why it shouldn't happen here.
You're not advocating putting pressure on the referee or undermining the referee?
No, not at all, because the referee, we all understand as a difficult job. All we want is justice to be done.
That will be discussed, I'm sure. But the next of our 4th round replays, well, that once again pits 2nd Division against 1st. Crewe Alexandra face the winners of West Ham and Luton. Here's how the teams lined up tonight. 1-1 from Saturday. McAvenny in the starting lineup for West Ham. He was among the subs on Saturday. Dowie in for Farrell in the Luton side. Tony Gubber is at Upton Park. We're in the first half. Luton in white.
Bishop, Gale. Bishop, Gale again. Nice ball inside the defenders. Keane. Dreyer. Paris. Well, you just felt it had to come eventually. West Ham have chalked up so many scoring opportunities, they couldn't keep on missing them. And George Paris continues that remarkable record. 4 goals in the last 4 games. Dowie. Dispossessed by Bishop. Morley's dropped off him. Morley. Bishop's gone wide. Morley wants to do it on his own. He's got Keane here. Now Keane. Hit long for Bishop. Brilliant goal by, one has to say, a brilliant player. Ian Bishop has orchestrated West Ham tonight. He started that move. He claimed possession just on the halfway line. That led to the cross from Kevin Keane, and look how he planted that header. Chamberlain got his hands to it, but it was just so powerful, he couldn't keep it out. A really good deep cross by Keane, and Bishop brave enough to keep his eye on it. And West Ham 2-up. For Morley, and the route back to the keeper's cut off. This is Dreyer. Priest. Harvey. Oh, McAvenny's in. Was he held? McAvenny, is this 3? It is. Luton have been undone, and that's twice. A Luton defender was caught in possession in the space of as many minutes, and West Ham have extracted the total punishment almost immediately after that goal by Bishop. John Dreyer's turn was read all the way by McVenny, who's looked really sharp, and he's punished them. It's 3-0 West Ham. Comes inside Harvey. Morley let it run. Fortunately for Luton, McDonough was wise to it. Dowie. Oh, they've given it to Keane. Nobody knew where it was going. Kevin Keane. Chamberlain saved with his legs, but Morley makes it 4. First Division Luton have haunted themselves with their own play. Where was that back pass going? Didn't go anywhere. It just fell.